A lot of men, they'll say, hey, come on, I can't work out, I've got kids, job, I don't have time. Well, you know what? None of us have time, motherfucker. I think a weak man tries to play the victim of his circumstances. A better man looks at his priorities and prioritizes his priorities. Like, nobody has time to work out, especially if you've got a family, unless you make time. Welcome to the Better Man Project, my friend, your home for inspiration and guidance for becoming a better man. Today I'll be doing a leg-focused strength workout in 3 different parts, and along the way we're going to be talking about what it means to be a better man. So we got ourselves part 1, short and sweet, front squats, 5 reps, 4 sets. So we're going basically strength for the legs. I will do a couple modifications. I did a little mini quad tear about a month ago, so I'm not gonna be in my ego pushing myself as hard as I can as far as weights go. So I'm gonna keep the weights kind of moderate, trying to be a wiser man rather than an egotistical man. And then I'm also using the bench for the front squats. That's not my general recommendation, but I am working with a surgically repaired knee, tore my patella tendon 5 years ago, and also currently a torn meniscus. If I go too low, my knee is just inflamed. It kind of screws it up for weeks. So the bench just cues my butt. You're down far enough for the kind of knee you have, JP. Kind of makes me look like an ass, but gotta take it in stride. A big thing most men don't realize is being out of shape is actually selfish. It's disrespectful to all the people that depend on you. Just imagine a pro athlete shows up at spring training after the off season and they're 50 pounds overweight. They're deconditioned, they're not strong, they haven't touched the gym. That would be very disrespectful to the team that depends on them. But the question is, who's your team that depends on you? Kids, your lady, maybe your parents, maybe your community, certainly your business. Those actually feel really easy, which relative to the quad strain I'm recovering from, that's a good thing. Because my ego wants to increase the weight today, but my mature self knows where I'm at, still wanting to bring up the leg. Instead of increasing the weight to increase the challenge, I'll just push the pace and less rest between sets. Part 1 of the workout, front squats complete. Man, I'll say, if you want to build strength, which I think as a man you need to intentionally build strength, you have to put in some exercises like this where you're lifting fairly heavy weight. You have to rest between sets or else your strength won't regenerate for the next set. I find it's kind of boring. What's more enthralling as a workout is these conditioning circuits. You're doing a lot of things all at once. However, you're not going to build nearly as much strength with those because the fatigue component keeps you from using more weight. So as boring as it is, these have a place in my heart. And now we move on. Part 2 coming up, we've got slow split squats. Those are insanely annoying, but extremely effective for strengthening the legs, also getting a lot of stability work in those. We've got leg raises for the abs, and then Nordic curls for more hip extensors. So that's gonna be a 3 exercise mini circuit. 3 sets of everything, 8 reps apiece. Not the most challenging thing in the world, but again, this is mostly a strength day for legs. So I'm gonna stay the course on how to effectively do that. I don't have time to come rescue you. No, you make time for your priorities. It's like saying my kids growing up, I don't have time to be a positive, capable father for my children. I don't have time. Dude, the children of our country, it's like they're burning alive inside a building of weak fathers that aren't around. I think they deserve better. There is something to be said about the practicality of time to work out, time to keep yourself in shape so that you're showing respect to the people that depend on you. And I know for me, having a garage gym, the biggest hack to make it work for my life. Do this, if you've got 1 hour a day, that's a very sensible amount of time to devote to taking care of yourself. I know some guys actually feel energized and motivated going to the gym. And if you can make that work for your life, obviously that's awesome. But if anything, having a kettlebell, a bar, and some weights, which you can get for well under $500, I'll tell you the single best investment I've made. My squat rack, which also serves as a pull-up bar, I got that 12 years ago on Amazon for $150. No BS, realistic expectation, taking 1/24 of your day to take care of yourself so you can be a better provider, better everything. The other extreme is guys who are so self-indulgent. They take so much time to take care of themselves. Well, that's just as selfish. It's probably more selfish. Where they'll go to the gym, spend 2 hours. If you're working out for 2 hours, like how much of that is just sitting on something, looking at your phone. Then they'll go for a walk in the sun to get their vitamin D. Then they gotta meditate. Then they gotta journal because they've got feelings. And then it's time for recovery. Got a sauna, got a cold plunge, gotta go to the hyperbaric chamber. It's like, dude, you've just taken 5 hours out of your day to take care of yourself. You're not giving to your family, you are robbing your family of yourself. That's why I think, man, 1/24 of the day. It's a little bit of time away from your family, but your family gets net more of you because of how you show up better, more energy, more self-esteem, more self-respect, more discipline. You vibrate as a better example for everybody around you. What's up for part 2 of this workout? It's good. My nice little mini circuit, even though we're being focused on strength for the legs as opposed to the conditioning. Got a nice little circuit in here by dividing the split squats, which are a little more quad dominant, with the hip extensors with the Nordic Curls, just sandwich the abs in between just to give them a little active rest. So get more work done in a shorter amount of time. To me, that's way more mentally engaging. So we're all good to go. So the third and final part of the workout, I brought the kettlebells out to take them for a walk. I'm gonna be doing a descending farmer's carry kettlebell ladder. I've got, let's see, I think 6 sets of kettlebells out. Start with heaviest ones, walk to the end of the driveway and back. That's about 120 feet per go. And the ideal is rest as much as you need to, but don't rest any more than you need to. So this is just a nice little finisher conditioning exercise. When I'm doing workouts like the strength focus, where they're a little bit slower pace in nature, I like to do a conditioning finisher that just helps me end with my heart rate up, has me feeling a little bit better about the workout. So we're gonna end on a high note. I think a man who's sitting in the position of being a self-induced victim might look at his schedule and just say, I don't have time to be in shape. But a man who's sitting in the chair of actual masculinity, if he looks at his schedule and says, I don't have time to get in shape, he then asks, what do I need to cut to make time? Because a real man prioritizes what's most important. Being in shape as a way of showing respect and being better for everybody, including yourself. That's just something a real man does. It's not something victims do. The mental carrot going on with these. As you get more fatigued, you at least know it gets easier because the weights get lighter. Nice little way to trick yourself into thinking this is better than it feels. That felt good. Man, I think one of the most underrated exercises is farmer's carries. If you got literally every muscle in your body working, all you're doing is picking up weight and moving it. Everything's engaged. Man, I love them. So it's a little conditioning round, and great way to end the workout. So I think the old paradigm is when men become providers, they become fathers, they naturally get out of shape and just think, well, this is part of having a grown-up job. This is part of fatherhood. However, I think the better man paradigm says, because you're a father, because you're a provider, you need to be in shape because that's your responsibility. You show up better for everything. When you're fit, you're taking care of yourself, your mind is better, you're in a better mood, you have more energy, your physical strength, your capabilities are what they should be. Thank you for joining me for today's workout, my friend, and hopefully this provides some inspiration and guidance and gets you thinking a little bit deeper on how it's actually selfish as a man if you're fat, fatigued, and out of shape. And no matter where you are, if you're out of shape or you're in shape, better men are always looking to improve. So if you found any level of value today, my ask of you is please subscribe to my Better Man YouTube project channel right here for more content just like this.